up, guys? This is DT Ninja here to bring you my latest Naruto Gaiden Chapter 1 review and discussion. Yes, guys, it's taking me a little time because I've been waiting for this moment for my channel to finally be released from all the restrictions. Yes, guys, I can make longer discussions and reviews now. There's nothing holding me back, so we're gonna get right into this. After this week's chapter, after last week's chapter of Naruto, yo, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. It was so epic seeing Sasuke coming back into the mix. I mean, a lot of stuff I noticed in this chapter, so we're going to be pointing that out in my discussion. But let's get right to the review. My review I wrote out a few days ago, and I call it She Wears Glasses Too. So this is my written review, like always. So, spring has come, and it's that time once again. The Ninja Academy exams are just about to begin. Everybody's so anxious. Oh yeah, this'll be a breeze. But there's a girl sitting next to Bolt who says, "Oh, please." A ninja? What the hell does that even mean? I heard that your father and mine were once on the same team. And I suppose you've got all these big dreams. But what's the point of it all? When my mom just sits there all alone, waiting for Dad to come home. He's been gone for so long. I just want to have my family back. Is that so wrong? Who cares about all this ninja stuff? Growing up without my dad was so tough. I wonder if there's anyone like me out there. Does my father even really care? This sucks now. I have to train with my father again. And why does he always have to embarrass me in front of my friends? You shouldn't complain, Chocho. You're lucky you even get to train. That's funny coming from you, Sarada. You're an Uchiha. You probably don't even have to. No, that's not it. Well, just forget. Concentrate, my son. Never let your opponent see your next move. Dad, you think I'm gonna let you see right through? A clone? Now I see. But there's no way I'll let you make a fool out of me. Well, Seventh, aren't you taking this quite seriously? Why don't you just focus on your own training? Jeez. Heh, my dad'll never find me in here. What a fool. Like he can't see you're near? Well, tell him something, okay? Sarada, have you seen Boruto? I saw him run this way. Yeah, he's over there. Thanks. Now, son, you better prepare. Boruto, you do realize that your dad has more important things. If he wanted to, he could find you instantly. Yeah, I know, but I wanted to show him what I learned. You let your guard down, kid. Now it's my old man's turn. Damn it. I can't move. That's his shadow jutsu. Well, Boruto, here's the real truth. Your dad is a busy man, and as his advisor, we have to do what we can. I know you're only acting out, because you're just like your old man. I wish I had quality time with my dad. Every time I think about him, I get sad. I wish I could see the reason he doesn't want me. Mom, what was Dad like? Did he wear glasses like me? Sarada, why all the questions so suddenly? Well, let's see. I can't remember exactly. What do you mean? Are you and Dad even married? Sarada! Why would you say such a thing? Because I think you're hiding something. I'm sorry, my dear. I lost my cool there. But I think the questions you asked me are fair. Oh my, our home! Ah, no! What have I done? What's left of the house is just a broken mess. Well, your mother just needs a few days rest. I'll be okay. Thanks, Shizune. That picture, here it is. Wait a minute. Who in the world is this? She wears glasses too. I have to know the real truth. Dad, I will find you. Whatever it takes. It looks like she's trying to escape. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my review this week. Yeah, that is basically the chapter in my own words. At the end, that was Sasuke, by the way. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my review, as always. So the first thing we're going to look at before the discussion is I'm going to actually give you a first-hand look at Chapter 700 from Volume 72, the final volume of Naruto, so we can, recap what happened in Chapter 700, because it looks like this new chapter, Uchiha Sarada, comes almost directly after that chapter. So, yeah, I'm going to give you an exclusive look of Chapter 700. Alright, so the first page we obviously see the new, Shino Aberame. He's the proctor, the teacher. He's like Iruka Sensei now. He's the actual teacher of Boruto's class here. Now, if you guys notice, Bolt is here, okay? Bolt is here, and that is the first time we see him, right here, Bolt, okay? So, we also see Sarada, right here, Shikadai, Jojo, Inojin, so we see all the characters, and obviously we also see Hinata and Himawari, okay? So it's very interesting how we get to see a little bit of everyone. We see Lee, Rock Lee and his son. We see, Tenten here, which most likely is their mother. And then you see a little bit more of Bolt and Sarada. We see Shikadai. Now, one thing I want to point out that's very interesting is this is Shikadai at the bottom, okay? Shikadai says, Ka-chan ima kaetaze. He says, I've returned home, Mom. I've home, and this is obviously Shikadai, so we have Tomari. He's talking about Tomari, right? His mom. But then he says, Ino no, Oba-chan ni wa? So, is Ino here? Why would he ask, is Ino here? Okay, so the thing is, Oba-chan means older woman in Japanese, and it's an honorific. So literally it means like is Dad's best friend here? Okay, is Dad's best friend here? Maybe she's Shikadai's godparent, I could see that, Ino's really good friends with Shikamaru, so that makes sense, but it literally says Ino, so it says, is Ino here, is she here? I don't know why he's asking that, but yeah, he's asking it that, and then you see, Gaara with talking to Shikadai, we see the Kiba with this girl. I think it might be Ayame from Ichiraku Ramen, and then you see all the new parents, Choji, Karui, Ino, and Sai. You see their kids. Then you see, obviously we have Mirai. That's her name. Mirai is Azuma's daughter. Mirai is Azuma's daughter. Now, if you guys notice that Kurenai, she has her eyes. You have to look back at the chapter. Now, one thing I noticed is if you guys go back to manga Panda, they have changed some people's eyes. So, for example, Bolt's eyes are blue. Okay, we know that. But if you go back and look at Himawari, they changed it. It looks like she has Hinata's eyes. It's almost like they're trying to, say she's going to get the Byakugan, and it's possible, I mean, it's definitely possible. But I mean, they're changing things that originally were actually blue. Her eyes were blue. I mean, I can even tell just from here that her eyes are blue because there's no white in them like Hinata's. So if you guys see that on Manga Panda, that's incorrect. They actually went back in and colored it themselves that she has the Byakugan. Not the Byakugan, but just that whiteness in her eyes, and that's not true. Alright, so we move on, and we have Kakashi. Okay, we have Kakashi here. That was embarrassing. Okay, so we move on and we have Kakashi and Guy. Okay, Guy's in a wheelchair. Kakashi's, drinking tea with him. And he's talking about, how he stepped down as Hokage and Naruto is now taking over. I pointed this out before, but in my discussion, I will talk about how I believe there's more to it than just, stepping down as Hokage. There's a reason behind it. It's not just, he felt Naruto was ready. There's got to be another reason, and I will explain it in my discussion here very soon. Okay, we move on, and we see the Kages, okay? Now, the first thing that comes to mind here, Tsunade looks as hot as she always ever did. I mean, she's young, still looks like she's in her late 20s. I mean, and then you got the Mizukage, and she looks like she's fat as a whale. And then you have Raikage, who looks like, Rufus from the Boondocks. Okay? But then, okay, you look here, and you have Oniki, and he just looks like he's dying. And then you have Mizukage, and just look at her. She looks like she's sweating, in pain even. I mean, look at her face there. Either she's been eating too much, or she's pregnant. Okay? I thought she was pregnant, honestly. I mean, if you look at her face, I mean, her facial expression, her, she just looks like she's in great pain. I don't know. I just think she might be pregnant. I don't know who the father would be, at this point. But yeah. And then we see B with, the Hachibi. But then, B looks beast. B looks like his older brother, a younger older brother. So then we have Naruto and Shikamaru here. And, Moegi, what the hell? He looks like, oh, they look so bad, as older kids, when they grow up. But, yeah, anyway, the Hokage Mountains, they finally show the Hokage Mountains, and there's something about them. Look at them. They're farther apart than before. I don't know if Kishimoto did that on purpose or, it's not the focus here, so, but if you guys notice, they are farther apart, their faces are further apart than they actually are on the mountain, so I noticed that. I also noticed that, it shows, obviously we have Bolt and Naruto, he's scolding his son. And guys, when he does this is amazing. This is when he talks about the third Hokage, not just the third Hokage. This is using the third Hokage's words. He's like, son, I know you're angry. I know I haven't been there for you, but the village is my family too, And you just have to endure because you're a ninja too. And that is right when he puts his hand on his head, and you just immediately remember that part where Minato is reaching out to his son during the pain arc, and he says, I know you'll find the answer. I believe in you. You can rebuild the village. that was really neat to see. Okay, and then we go back to the house of Sakura and Sarada, okay? And Sarada tells Mom, this troublesome guy, Bolt, he reminds me of father, okay? And then you see this smirk on her face, and you see this almost like she's thinking of something, she's using power or something, and then you see Sasuke in the distance, she sees Sasuke in the distance, and he notices something, right? And he brandishes his weapon, and you see that same thing that Sarada, was over here. You see that same background image around before his sword, almost like something is following him, and something has caught up to him, so he looks and there's nothing there, so he moves on. Okay, so after seeing this chapter, I really believed that Sarada was using a sensory ability, but I don't know right now at this point. I don't think that's possible. Sasuke, I don't think he can use sensory ability. I do believe he can track someone sensing him, though. So, it is possible. But for Sarada to do it, I don't think so. But anyway, she is here, and what I think is happening here is Chakra is connecting. Chakra is connecting, okay? She's connecting to her father. She's using her chakra to connect to her father, and that is what the Sage of Six Paths always wanted, ninja to do, not the other way around and use ninjutsu. Okay, let's go back to volume 70, because that is where we learn about it. Let's see if I can find it here first. So volume 70, Madara explains about the actual nature of chakra, if I can find it here. He explains about the nature of chakra and how it all came to be. And let's see, I believe it was 70. Or was it 16? No, I think it was 69. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so 69 with Guy on fire. I'll find it here. But anyway, yeah, here it is. Okay. So, he explains, Madara explains how chakra was united by, the Sage of Six Paths, and the whole point was to connect people, chakra connecting to people, but the problem was people misused the chakra and used it for themselves. Instead of connecting with people, they created ninjutsu and they fought against each other. They couldn't really understand what chakra was meant for. And so this is why I think that this part at the very end with Sarada and Sasuke is connecting chakra, because the two people, Naruto and Sasuke, would be the most capable of creating this connection, especially when we see this. When they're connecting their chakra together, that is how it breaks the infinite Tsukuyomi. So, yeah, I could definitely see that being the case. Some people believe that was Orochimaru behind Sasuke. I'm not sure, but that would also be interesting, honestly. But I think this is connecting chakra, just like the Sage of Six Paths wanted, and this could create, a whole new dimension for the ninja world. I mean, imagine you can connect your chakra to, communicate with someone. Now, for granted, maybe Sarada is reaching out to her father. However, Sasuke doesn't know it's Sarada. He just knows it came from Konoha. Because in this past chapter, Sasuke returns home, comes home, and sees his daughter, okay? He finds out it's his daughter. That's why he says, okay? Because he didn't know who it was. But he knew it was someone reaching out to him. So that's what I think happened. Alright, so, and we move on, and we have the Kage Summit, guys. Yo, the Kage Summit was freaking epic. And finally, we see Naruto as Hokage. Yo, Naruto as Hokage! Oh my gosh, so, Yes, guys, that is chapter 700. I hope you guys enjoyed my, first exclusive look at volume 72 and my thoughts on what happened. And before we even get into this discussion, so I hope you guys enjoyed this extra bonus content. And yeah, let's get to the discussion. The discussion. The discussion starts now. We're gonna get right into it. Starting with number one, question number one. Who is Mitsuki? Who is Mitsuki? Okay, Mitsuki is the kid next to Boruto in, like, if you go to Manga Stream, I believe it's page 3 or 4, you'll see him. He says, it's that time, Bolt, are you ready for the exams? And you just see this guy, and he's got white grayish hair. He has really clear eyes, and the first thing that came to my mind was, it's Gintoki. Like, as a kid, like, I don't know why. I was like, that's Gintoki. And like, the more I thought about it, I came up with some very interesting ideas. So here's where I'm at. So first of all, I translated Mitsuki's scan, so you're going to see this here in a minute. All right, so take a look at this scan. This is the So, the scan basically reveals, he's a mystery. He's a mystery. The mystery is behind his eyes, this clear white eyes, His hair is white and gray. So, here's my thinking. There's a couple possibilities. The first possibility, where did he come from? Okay, who's his father? Where did he come from? I've heard several theories out there. My theory is this, okay? This is Kakashi's kid. Okay, this is Kakashi's kid. Now, why do I say that? Because Kakashi was the Hokage. Okay, now think about how old this kid is. He's 12, right? He's about 12 years old. Now, when Kakashi was Hokage, this is my thinking. He, was Hokage, so he's always busy and everything. However, his advisors, one of them is Shizune, and they work very close together. Who knows? Maybe something happened between Kakashi and Shizune, and he's a father of a kid now, and that is one of the reasons he stepped down as Hokage. Now, that is one reason. That's not the only reason. He knew Naruto was ready for the position, so he stepped down. But really, we don't know. It's all just in the manga what we know. But we don't know the exact reason why he stepped down. But maybe it's also because he has a kid. He fell in love with Shizune, and they had a kid, and taking care of a kid, you can't be Hokage if you're, taking care of a child that young, Minato had a lot of problems, he ended up dying because of it. So, anyways, that is my theory, and I think that Kakashi and Shizune are the mother and father of this kid, Mitsuki. Now, I'm not saying it because, Kakashi, Mitsuki, it has, like, a ring or, any kind of connection between the two, but that's just my feeling, just because I love Kakashi. Kakashi is an awesome character, and I would really like to see him happy with, settling down. That's a very interesting dynamic to the story. Until Naruto fell in love with Hinata, we didn't even think of, having pairings like this. But it's so great that we can talk about things like this. Alright, so away from the pairings now. So Kakashi's possibility number 1. Possibility number 2. This is Toneri's kid, okay? Toneri's kid. Toneri Otsutsuki. Now, Toneri, we know Naruto let him go, right? Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the last. Toneri is the main villain. He's a descendant of the Sage of Six Paths, and Naruto stops him, and he saves his life, from being incinerated by the sun. Now, they leave him alive, and he's, alone. But I just don't see him, like, waltzing into Konoha, and just sitting down, and having beers with Kakashi, like, how was your day, Kakashi? You know, like, I just don't see that. I don't see Toneri ever fitting in Konoha. I don't believe that is possible. And who would father Toneri? You know, he has no eyes. He has no eyes. Come on. Yeah, so that's a real problem. Yeah, but anyway, that's my feeling. You know, Hinata, you know, rejected him, so who else possibly could, you know, be with Toneri? And I don't think anybody. So that theory's out the window, but that's just me, and that's theory number 2. Okay, theory number 3 is Orochimaru. Now, this one's kind of interesting, because I've heard 2 things. I've heard that it's Orochimaru, and this is his new vessel, okay? He chose a kid. Now, that is some freaky... That is crazy. If this is true, you know, Orochimaru is a genius, you know, for taking a kid, you know. But anyway, I've heard that he took Toneri's DNA, okay? He took Toneri's DNA, and he has, you know, become the vessel, you know, this vessel has become Orochimaru's new body, and he's waiting for the moment, you know, for, I don't know. You know, maybe he's going to be on, you know, Sasuke, I mean, maybe he's going to be on Boruto's team and Sarada, and maybe he's waiting for the Uchiha. You know, he's always been after the Uchiha, so that's quite interesting. But I'm going to go with Kakashi because it all links back to the reason why he stepped down. He let Naruto take over. You know, things were going his way. He's happy. And, yeah, that's my feeling. Alright, let's move on to number 2. Why isn't Sarada aware of her father's so-called mission? Okay, why isn't she aware? Because when we first get into this chapter, the first thing we notice is Sarada is all alone. She's like Naruto. This is amazing. Kishimoto is really pushing this. I mean, he's showing that she is similar to Naruto, you know? His father, you know, her father is like non-existent to her. You know, she doesn't even know what he looks like. I mean, this is awesome. It's interesting and sad at the same time, but I mean, you can relate it to Naruto so well. So, yeah, that was really interesting, okay? So that's the first thing we notice. She doesn't really want to be a shinobi. That's another thing. She doesn't really, you know, everything is connected to her father, and the reason why she, you know, she's alone. She's an outsider compared to everyone else. You know, Naruto had to, you know, suffer watching all the kids, you know, with their parents, and, you know, he was the only one alone. Now, Sarada, you know, she has a mother, but even to her, she's still confused, okay? We all know that, you know, Sakura is most likely the mother, but I mean, to her, she doesn't know because there's some mystery surrounding how she was born, her upbringing, so it gives her question. You know, the more mystery it brings, the more questions she asks. So that's really interesting about her character. I love that about her. Now, moving on to question number 3. Is Naruto playing a trick on Shikamaru and the others? Okay, so you guys saw my color scan with Naruto and Boruto. They're fighting and they're training together, and Boruto tricks his father. Okay, he tricks his father. He uses a clone. Okay, he uses a clone, and Naruto's surprised, right? He's like, whoa, he used a clone, you know? Now, Boruto, you know, goes hiding. They're playing hide and seek, which is really neat, by the way, you know, father and son. But, you know, he tricks him, you know, and, you know, Sarada tells him he's over there. But here's my thinking, you know, because Shikamaru comes in and he's like, you know, Bull, listen up. You know, if your father really wanted to try and get you, find you, he could do it. You know, he's kind of harsh, actually. Shikamaru was kind of harsh, you know. But then he's like, I realize, you know, you're Naruto's son. That's why you're acting out. So it's all right. So we're going to put up with it, you know. But what if Naruto actually put one over on Shikamaru and Shizune and all of his advisors, okay? What if he is the one training with Bolt and the one in the office, you know, is the clone? How freaking awesome would that be, you know? I mean, that is a father for you, right? And I would definitely think Naruto is capable of that, you know, because we saw, you know, Naruto tricking everyone in the war. You know, nobody knew that clone that Kaguya pierced was Naruto's clone. You know, they all thought it was the real thing, and it was a clone. You know, nobody knew that that was the real body of Naruto. You know, they were like, whoa, it's the real thing, and then all of a sudden it's clone. You know, everybody thought he was dead, and, you know, he tricked everybody. So how is it possible to even know the real thing from the clone? Nobody knows, right? Nobody can tell the difference. So it's very possible that Naruto is having some quality time with Boruto. Now, I would definitely do this. If I was a kid, if I was a father, you know, I would do this. I would, you know, mess with them a little, you know, like act like I'm confused, you know, and let them have some fun, you know. That, I mean, that's what, you know, kids love having fun, you know. And it sounded like Bolt, you know, has this world record now, you know, for as long as he's been hiding. So that's very interesting, and I think that Naruto is definitely capable of tricking the others and actually spending real time with his son. So that is my theory on that. Okay, next one. 4. How strong is Bolt now? Because obviously he can do the clone jutsu, which, you know, as we all know, is one of the parts of the test. But the thing is, you know, he's doing jutsu like this before the exams even started, and we're not even aware if he has any, you know, QB chakra, which I don't think he does. You know, he has the 2 whiskers, you know, but that's just from Naruto himself. But the fact that he can, you know, use clones at this age, this stage, that just shows potential in both, and I am looking forward to seeing how strong he is. Right now, I don't know. Right now, I just don't know. But keep an eye on Bolt, because, you know, he's got something up his sleeve. He's definitely, you know, something to watch, you know, someone to watch. Alright, so who will be the new Team 7? Okay, so in the original Naruto series, we see Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke. They're all together. And that's how they play out. That's how they're made into Team 7. However, you know, as we all know, it's the best and the worst to make, you know, a balanced team. So, you know, Sasuke is the best, Naruto's the worst, so they make the team. Now, when I think of this, I'm having a hard time figuring it out, because I don't know who's the worst at this point. You know, who's better than who, but if he follows the same thing that he did in the original, I can see Sarada, Boruto, and Mitsuki being on the new Team 7. Now, who's their trainer? Who's going to be their master? You know, I'm not sure. I really don't know if, you know, I would say maybe Choji. That would be interesting. Choji or Konohamaru, maybe, as their master, you know, as their original master. Now, I will get to later why Bolt is going to have his own trainer, you know, an extra trainer. And that is going to piss Sarada off, because it ends up being her father. But that's just my take on it. Maybe, you know, Sasuke is going to be all of their, you know, masters. But I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be one person he's going to train, just like Kakashi trained. You know, Sasuke is one person, you know. It's a chosen thing, you know. Kakashi was like Sasuke, so he chose him for that reason. And that's why I think Sasuke is going to choose Bolt. Alright guys, so the next question, what chakra natures will Boruto have affinity for? And I think the affinity for Boruto will come for wind, because, you know, Naruto, you know, is the wind, you know, kind of like a wind master, you know. He's a wind style user, you know. He's a wind style user mostly, you know, because he created the Rasen Shuriken, you know. So we can expect that from Bolt, you know. And I believe he'll also have a lightning style. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if Sasuke is going to be Boruto's master, like Jiraiya Sensei was Naruto's master, okay, so he's going to have one team, and then he's going to go off on his own and train with Sasuke. Sasuke chose him for a specific reason, so he's got to have some special nature, maybe lightning, like Sasuke did. Maybe he's going to teach him the Chidori. Maybe he's going to create his own unique version of it, because Raikiri was Kakashi's, and Chidori was Sasuke's. So what is Bolt's going to be? That is something to think about. But I really think that those are the two chakra natures that Bolt will have. Now, as far as how powerful he will become, I think that this is the first time that Naruto and Hinata, we have a combination of Hyuga and Uzumaki, so it's very, very likely that we could see a new style of eye level. Maybe, he has blue eyes, but maybe he can still unlock the Byakugan, possibly in the future. So keep a look out for that too as well, because this is like crossbreeding, so it's uncertain. It's never happened before outside of the Hyuga clan, so yeah. Alright, let's move on to the next question, which is, why is Sarada, so sure, why is Sakura so sure that Sasuke will return, and why did he leave in the first place, okay? So Sarada, has all these mystery, this doubt about her mother and her father, are you even married, Mom? You just sit, you wear his clothes, and yet, he's nowhere to be found, How can you sit there and tell me that he's going to come back, when you have no proof of, giving me any faith at all? So that is a quite interesting thing to think about. Why did he leave in the first place? Okay, so he left in the first place because of this. Okay, so I'm going to share with you chapter the second to last chapter of Naruto. So first of all, we're going to look at the final attack, because that is very important to think about, okay? The final attack of Naruto and Sasuke, and then, the aftermath of everything, let's see, where Sasuke, opens up to Naruto, and he says, I lost, right? I lost. I understand, you were right, I was wrong, and Naruto, he says, no, stupid, I didn't win. This wasn't a real battle, I was trying to show you should be yourself, okay? Not someone you're trying to, be different, Don't try to be, your brother. Don't try to be, Orochimaru. Don't try to be Obito. Don't try to be someone else, Be yourself, okay? Be true to yourself. And that is what Naruto was trying to show Sasuke. Now, you can see it in his eyes that, he understands that Naruto was right. But Naruto stands there and tells him, no, I wasn't right. You just didn't understand, what I was trying to do, I just wanted to help my friend, I'm not looking for right or wrong here, And that is why they're able to do this, That is why they're able to connect their chakra together. And that's what stops the Infinite Tsukuyomi and everything. So, why did he leave? Why did he leave? Let's go to the last chapter, the second to last chapter, where he leaves, okay? So, this is where you see Kakashi as Hokage, you see, Sasuke talking to Sakura, and, he promises her, okay? He promises her he'll return, okay? He promises her he'll return one day. And then you see Naruto and Sasuke, they have their moment. This is why we're shinobi, and, they shake hands. So that was really epic, right? Now, after that point, Sasuke, he did return. He did eventually return to the village. He did return to the village. Now, the question is, was it in the last? After the last, because he had a brief moment in the last movie, was it after that point that he returned to Sakura? I think it was. I think after the last movie, he returned to the village, unknown to anyone that he saved the village. Okay, he saved the village, and the only person that knows is like, Kakashi. He was right in front of him. So, yeah, anyway, so they return. This is when, he returns to Sakura. He makes good on his promise. He makes her happy. And they eventually, have a child. Now, this is the confusing part because why did he leave? Why did he leave? What was the reason for leaving? They have a child. So let's say Sakura is in childbirth, okay? And Sasuke goes on a mission, okay? So he's planning to come back to, see her. But, she has the baby unexpectedly, okay? So he's off on a mission, I believe his mission was to find any source intelligence on Kaguya and, anything to prevent the disaster that happened with both Toneri and Kaguya. So he went off on his own, and what happens is Sakura possibly had, the child. She had the child, okay? And the reason for leaving would be for this mission, okay? He left for the mission, but it was also to find, himself. Like I said in the chapter, he didn't really understand because he said that you were right, Naruto, and Naruto turns around and said, no, I wasn't right. I was just trying to beat some sense into my friend, I just want you to be yourself. So I'm going to quote Kenshin here because Kenshin says it best, one fight does not give you some answer. If you go through life, thinking that one moment or one fight is going to change you, you won't, learn anything. You just go through life without ever being wrong. And I think Sasuke left, to find himself, find that answer on his own. Who am I? You guys remember when, let's see if I can find it, where Sasuke, is looking for the answer and he finds the Hokages, right? And before that, he said he was going to return to the battlefield and make things right, but before that, when he was reviving Orochimaru, he said, who am I? What is a village? What is all this, He only knows what he was told, okay? Living your life is how you find out who you are, okay? Fighting is not how you figure out who you are. Changing people is how you find out. That's how Naruto found out who he was, okay? Changing people, changing their hearts. Sasuke should be doing something different than what other people have forced him to do. He's been living other people's lives. Okay, so that's what I'm saying when I mean he went to find himself. The answer is actually out there from living his own life, But the thing is, why is he gone for 10 years? Because it takes time, guys. It takes time to find that answer. But there has to be some reassurance, to Sakura, because you can't just, tell her I'm going and never tell her when you're coming back, right? So that is a very interesting dynamic to think about. But yeah, that is why I believe he left. All right? All right, so let's move on. What happened to Sarada as a child? So this is right where I was talking about, Sasuke leaves while Sakura is in childbirth. Now, he doesn't know she's going to have the child right away, and he thinks he can come back. Something must have happened, because I believe this is what happened. She has the child, she has help, okay, obviously because Sasuke is gone at that time, and Karin shows up. Or this might have happened. Sakura gave orders to Suigetsu and Karin to guard over Sakura. Now, this is a way of protecting his child while he's on the mission, and, maybe he ran into some trouble, okay? Now, Sakura has the child, and some attacker shows up, and I don't know, maybe it's Orochimaru, okay? He wants the Uchiha, but someone attacks Sakura in a weakened state, okay? And this has the potential for, great potential. Orochimaru would be, key here if someone were trying to to take the child of the Uchiha, it would be Orochimaru. Now, who else? I'm not sure. But maybe someone attacked her and, Karin saved her life, okay? Because Sakura is in a weakened state. She cannot protect herself. She can only protect her child. And, yeah, maybe this happened and Karin is killed for it, okay? She dies in the process, saving not only Sakura, but the child, okay? The child as well. So the child is born, and this is where the glasses come into the mix, okay? I think that the glasses of Karin represent this moment where Karin sacrifices her life to save Sakura and Sarada, okay? Because she would do anything to help Sasuke, okay? Anything, okay? But you guys gotta remember, she was the one who saved Karin's life before. Sasuke killed Karin, basically, with the, the chittery, blade through her heart. And, even though Sakura knew she was, a rogue ninja, she saved her life anyway. So here, maybe Karin is repaying the, the favor. Not only that, but, she'd do anything for Sasuke. Anything, including die. So I could definitely see that being the reason why the glasses of Sarada are so, symbolic of Karin, and why it reminds her of that, Because there's nothing to suggest that Sasuke wore glasses. There's nothing to suggest that, Sakura wore glasses. So I'm going to go with that story. That's what I think happened. And guys, if you really think about it, Obito did the same thing to Naruto. Obito attacked Naruto, as, the Kyuubi was weakened, the seal of the Kyuubi was weakened, and that is where the attack came in, and Minato had to save his son. Only this time Sasuke was away, so the next best thing would be his, his friends. So that is what I think happened. Alright, so let's get to the next part. Has Sasuke truly found the answer? He has returned, he has come back. We've already seen, the scan of it. Has he found the answer? Now, I truly do believe he has found the answer. I think that, wandering for 10 years has finally shown him who he is. Because like I said, he was living other people's lives. As his father said, and I love this quote, as Fugaku says, don't walk in the footsteps of your brother, okay? Learn to walk on your own. And I just love that quote because it stands so true to how people live life. You don't want other people to manipulate you, to convince you that you're different, for a reason, and you should be doing this because they think you should be doing this. You should be doing this because you believe you should be doing this, not the other way around. And, I always thought Sasuke was this lost realist, lost, always thinking, about his brother, always thinking about his brother, but he always let people take advantage of his anger, his sadness, his just suffering, So that is why I think he has found the answer. I really believe while he was, in his mission, he was thinking about everything that Naruto told him, throughout his years. Even when Itachi died, he's probably thought about those two, I should have told you the truth, Sasuke, all those years ago. If I had, had the courage to tell you, you wouldn't have suffered. And it's true. He probably wouldn't have suffered. So now I'm thinking, he left to protect Sarada, from the truth of him, his past, okay? But now he's not afraid of, what she'll think because he's going to tell her the truth. Just like Itachi was going to, but he didn't. So this is, showing that, his brother's words can actually help his own child, That is incredible if that is the truth, why he has returned. So, yeah, I do believe that he's going to tell the truth to Sarada now. And this might awaken her Sharingan, because she might find out, his past. I don't know how much he's going to reveal, but it could awaken her Sharingan just as a shock, because Karin, is someone she doesn't even know, and this person possibly saved her life, and, she's kind of been living a lie, she thought, her father was this one person, she really doesn't know who he is, so it's very interesting to find out this mystery that's coming to her. Okay, so we come to the last part, which the last question is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? How will it all play out with Boruto and Sasuke as his master? Okay, so I already explained Sasuke being like Jiraiya, going off on his own, even I can even compare him to Kenshin, the wandering part, okay, only the wandering part, because he wandered for 10 years looking for, the right answer to his life, to change his life, make amends, start protecting people, make people want to be around him. So yeah, so that is my thinking about that. He's more like Jiraiya Sensei now, because he's going to see Bolt has potential, and he's going to take him aside, and maybe Naruto has told Sasuke this. Maybe Naruto will approach Sasuke and tell him, my son needs extra training, he is a real troublemaker. Please, straighten him out for me, and this will piss Sarada off. I believe this is the reason why they become rivals, okay? Because what better way to have, Boruto be with Sasuke, which is epic, by the way, and Sarada, now her father comes in after all these years being gone. Boruto gets to be with him most of the time now? Of course that's going to make her angry. And who better to advise Sarada than none other than someone that understands her pain more than anyone? Naruto. Yes, Naruto. I believe Naruto possibly might actually train her. Now, it might be a clone, okay? It might be a clone, but it'll be Naruto. So, I believe that is how it's going to happen. Naruto is going to train Sarada, Sasuke is going to train Bolt, and this is going to be the rivalry. Yo, Naruto and Sasuke fighting off against each other again, but they're training their son and daughter, so this is going to be epic, guys. Epic on another level. I cannot wait for the next chapter. I'm so disappointed that this week is going to be Golden Week starting next Monday. But yeah, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed my discussion and review. I know it was kind of long, because I've been, no more restraints, no more limits for my channel. So yeah, I touched on a lot of things today. The only person we didn't see in the last chapter was Kakashi. We didn't see Kakashi, right? We saw a lot of people. We didn't see Kakashi though, and I really wanted to see Kakashi because we saw Shizune, we saw Tsunade, we saw, a little bit of everyone. So it was a great chapter. Chapter 2 will be a week from next week. So yeah, not this week, but the next week. So I'll see you then, and I'll probably maybe even putting out some more theory videos as I come up with more. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, have an awesome day.